All right, so we have a very interesting problem here. We have a post from Jim on I Love Google Sheets. This is a free Facebook group, facebook.com/group/I Love Google Sheets. And the question is a bit interesting because I think this is probably one of the best uses of Spintax, and I will explain Spintax when we get to it, but essentially here's the answer, and I think this is the answer because the question's a little vague, but Jim's asking, how would I duplicate all of the blue highlighted values for each of the individual numbers in the unique column? I'm looking for somebody who knows how to do this. Okay, somebody who knows how to do this. Well, the answers so far in this post have been like, I'll do it for you, or use AppScript. And it's very vague to say, I use AppScript for this. I do that too sometimes, and I have done that in the past of like, well, the answer is AppScript, and like you can probably figure out a way to like formulate some script that will do this. And this one looks like, yeah, at first blush, I'm like, yeah, this is AppScript. You'd probably do a for loop. But then I'm thinking, wait, what is the actual result that he's looking for? And this happens a lot with general posts. And a lot of questions that I get at Better Sheets is the question, there's a very specific question. It seems like the person is struggling with even wording the question, or they're using words that I'm like, oh, I have to sort of do a little bit of translation. And in this case, I'm going to do a little translation as to what I think the answer is, because look at this. I think what he means, there's this formatted, second formatted, and status. And I think he wants, and I may be wrong. I'm okay for being wrong, but I think you'll be interested in what I think the result is and how we get there. But let's get into it. Here's what I think the answer is, not the answer, but the result that he wants, is that every single one of the 1 through 20 is repeated for the unique. 1 through 4 is repeated, and status is repeated. So here we have the number 20 a bunch of times, 4 a bunch of times, pending, and each of the unique numbers, 1001 through 120. And you can see that here. Those are the unique numbers. And for each of those, the unique version, so we get a row of each. But what this ends up being, there are 20 options in column 1, 4 options in row 2, 3 options in row 3, and 20 options in the fourth column. So how many results is that? And I think this is where the problem sort of starts to occur, is that's thousands of answers. If we scroll down to the bottom, that's 4,800. How do we get that? I think it's 20 times 4 times 3 times 20. 4,800. That's how many permutations. And I think what Jim means here, and again, I might be wrong, but if the correct result should be that there are 4,800 rows of each of these unique numbers with a unique status, with a unique formatted, 2 formatted, 1 formatted, right? That is what we're looking for. And the answer to get there, how we get there, is through Spintax. So 2 things, why Spintax and what is Spintax? So Spintax is bin syntax. You can formulate just with text alone, with curly brackets and pipes, certain text in a word. And usually this is for like sales or like cold emails, personalizing cold emails or whatever. Like it creates a number of unique options based on, you can write like, here, let's do a second. So here's an example. I can write a message, hi, how are you? I can also write, hello, how are you? Or I can say, hi, how are you doing? Or hello, how are you doing? Right? Those are, and I'll put these all on one line. Hello, how are you? Hi, how are you? These are 4 permutations. And how we would look at these permutations, so how are you doing? So what we can see here is that the first 2, there's 2 options, hi and hello. The second, there's how are you and how are you doing? And those are 4 permutations of the same sentence, and we can write that in Spintax. We use curly brackets for whatever options we have, so hi, hi. Then we have a pipe for the difference between 2 options, hello. We're going to put that in curly brackets. And then we're going to put a comma, because the same thing in all of them is a comma, a space, and then another curly brackets, and we're going to, how are you? And then another pipe. So the pipe is the difference between 2 options, or more options. We can have more than 2. And then how are you doing? See, so we have now 4 permutations, but we have created it in only 1 line. And why is that cool? Is because we have Spintax parser. This is a free Google Sheet add-on that I've made myself because I was like, I need to deal with Spintax. Yes, I was using Spintax in Sheets, and I was able to create Spintax, but not sort of parse out all of the options. And I was like, okay, I can create Spintax easy. And actually ChatGPT is really good at saying, hey, take this sentence and Spintax it. So like if I go here, I go to ChatGPT, and here I can say, turn this into Spintax. And what it's going to do, it's going to result in the curly brackets, right? And here we got this. Great. So we have another example here. Perfect. Let's look at that one, right? The simple one that I did with 2 options each is here. And then here, this is giving us 3 options for the first one, 3 options for the second one, and then also an option at the end, which is a little weird. But we'll see what this is in a second because we're using Spintax. Again, completely free Google Sheet add-on, spintax.bettersheets.co. Grab it, get it for free, install it into your sheets, and it offers us this. We can go up to extensions, Spintax, info, but the info is that there are now 3 custom formulas, and we're going to use one of them. We're going to do equals spin all, and then we're going to put the A1 in here, and we're going to get out, hopefully, exactly those 4 options, those 4 permutations we have over here, right? Hello, how are you doing? Hello, how are you? Hi, how are you doing? Hi, how are you? Cool thing is about Spintax, let me show you something cool here, is we have 3 options. We can spin, which results in 1 output, which is just a random output of it. Great, 1. We have spin all, which offers us, outputs every unique result. But then there's also spin everything, which outputs every result, and it includes duplicates. So just in case there are duplicates, it will put them all out there, which I don't think there's any duplicates in this one. Yeah, there's none here. But if there are duplicates, it will dedupe them in the spin all, but not spin everything. Okay, that's just a little aside. But here's how we go back to our original question. How do we get all of the permutations of this? Now, what it looks like you might have to do is take this, let's create the Spintax for this, and maybe it looks like 1, pipe 2, pipe 3. Oh my God, this is going to take a long time. I'm going to show you a little trick. And then you do another one, again, let's do exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, another curly bracket, sold, pipe, active, pipe, pending, end curly brackets. And it's like, okay, we're going to have to type all of these in. And also the result here is not necessarily useful. It's like the numbers all together. Okay, but what we can do is add in between them a comma. We can do comma, and then we can do split and take this text, split it by the comma, true. And now we get each of these things that we have over here, we have them in a new row. Okay, so I hope this is showing you partly the answer. But here's another thing we can do. If we have these all, let's look at this, in a column here, what I'm using here is concatenate and join. Okay, so let's start off equals join, and I'm going to join with that pipe. And so with just join alone, we have all the pipes. Now all we have to do is add the concatenate around it. So we're going to do concatenate. We need to add the curly brackets. So we're going to use concatenate, and we're going to concatenate in quotes a first curly bracket, comma, then the join function to get all that stuff. And then at the end, we're going to do another comma, and in quotes, the end bracket. And so now we have literally what we need without having to type all of this out. That's the coolest part of this, is we can take any array here, this 1 through 20, put it into a piped row, and then add the curly brackets to get Spintax. And so what I'm doing here is each of these columns, I'm creating the Spintax for it. And then over here in the E column, what I'm doing is just concatenating everything with commas and saying spin all of this. So we have the commas in the entire thing, and it creates 40 permutations of this. I then do split with array formula. So I'm wrapping array formula around this split so that it does everything. Because if down below, nothing else. It's just this one formula. So let's do this again. We're doing split equals split, taking this text, splitting it by the comma, true. We're going to get 1, right? But we want it to do everything. We can copy paste this all the way down. Totally fine. But also, we can wrap array formula around this, and we just need to change E2 to E, E2 colon E. And now we have 4,800 permutations of this answer. Now, Again, this is answering what I think is the question, right? Which is create every of this 1 through 20, 1 through 4, sold, active pending, and unique numbers. And so we get 4,800 of these. And we do it all with formulas. We don't have to do AppScript. We don't have to deal with coding at all in any way. All we have to do is make sure we have this, and this is spintax.bettersheets.co. If you haven't gotten it yet, go ahead and get it. I'm really, really excited about this because I think this is the answer, but I'm also very scared because this might not be the result that Jim wants, but hopefully Jim is watching this and can give a thumbs up down below. And if I got this wrong, let me know what I got wrong and what the actual result is. Happy to answer questions. And if you're not yet part of the group I Love Google Sheets, go be it. If you're not a Better Sheets member yet either, down below should be a link to bettersheets.co. Become a member, because I'm putting this video that you're watching on Better.co, and everyone that has access to this video on bettersheets.co will get this sheet for free, but also you get Spintax for free. Go get it. And you get every single tutorial. I have like 470 tutorials, I think. They all have links to the sheets in them, so you get the sheet, you get AppScript if we write AppScript, but we didn't this time. We saved ourselves from writing some code, but we did duplicate everything for each unique value, and we got 4,800 results from just this simple stuff. And I think this is the perfect example of Spintax if this is the answer. Excited. Thank you for watching.